Hey, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of the Relationship Schools podcast. Jason Gaddis here, your host, and I'm so psyched to be here chatting about what I love, which is love. OMG. All right, thanks. Just quick shout out to Maddie1128. Thanks for the review on iTunes. By the way, you can just leave us a review on iTunes if you get something out of this. You can just tap. It takes literally 30 seconds. Go to the app, Apple Podcasts on your phone, for example. If you have an Apple phone, click Smart Couple, scroll down where it says, at the very bottom of Smart Couple, it just says write a review. And there's also tap to rate here. You can tap stars. You can tap 5 stars and you're done. You don't even have to say anything. So of course, I'd love verbal reviews. What podcast has been most helpful and transformative for you and why? You can always leave that in even 3 sentences. All right. So anyway, Maddie1128, she says, or he says, after a divorce 4+ years ago, I was in a bad place emotionally, spiritually, and relationship-wise. Over the years, I've listened to nearly every one of these podcast courses, and it's changed me as an individual and made me a better relationship partner. Thank you, Jason. Hell yeah, Maddie. Thanks for doing the work and listening to just about every episode. Glad to be of service here. Okay, so leave us a review if you're getting something out of this, or you've listened to 5 and you've got something. Please, that would be awesome of you, and also share it with a friend. Okay, in this episode, I'm going to be brief. I want to talk about feeling seen. A lot of people in the personal growth world say, I want to feel seen. And a lot of us deserve that, and we can have that, all right? But let's just talk about what feeling seen means and what it's going to take to feel seen, all right? Okay, cool. First of all, what does feeling seen mean? It gets thrown around a lot in the personal growth world, and to me it means I want to be known by you. I want to be understood by you. I want you to see into me, and beyond all my bullshit, I want you to really see all of me, which means you're interested and you're curious about me. And when you do see me, you have glimmers of sight where you can see who I am beyond my, defenses. You see that and you notice me and you say something like, hey, I see this about you. I see that about you. I see that you're powerful right now. I see in your eyes, joy. I see a woman who is just such an awesome mom. I see a man who is doing his work and I'm deeply appreciative. I see a partner and a person who is working through their fears to intimacy. Okay, that's a way we can see someone. And that's kind of what it means to see someone. All right? Okay, now just because we want to feel seen, it doesn't mean we're going to get seen, and it also doesn't mean we're going to be accepted once we are seen. Because here's the setup. This is what happened to us when we were kids. Most of us, you opened up and you shared tears, or you shared some joy or some vulnerable parts of yourself, and you didn't get received well for whatever reason, because the big people were limited or they were too busy or mean, but you didn't feel received or seen in that moment. You got instead punished, humiliated, shamed, blamed, ignored, neglected, or something like that. And so you contracted and put some walls up around that vulnerable part of you. And you were like, ooh, I'm not going to let that, beautiful part of myself out of the bag anymore because it hurts me. It's going to cause problems. And you might have even added another layer and shamed that part of yourself and buried it and said, never again am I going to behave that way. Don't you ever show that to anyone else again, or you're going to get your ass kicked or hurt or ignored or abandoned. So don't do that. So most of us, because we fear rejection, we will keep parts of ourselves at bay and not show anyone those parts of ourselves. Now, there's good news and bad news here. The bad news is that leads to a life of feeling missed and alone, even with lots of friends, even with a spouse or a partner, okay, if you stay behind your wall or your fortress, okay? The good news is in a long-term relationship, it's just going to come out. No matter how much you try to bottle that up or hide it, it's going to come out, because a long-term partnership is designed to get you to grow And it's going to be stressful, especially if you have kids or you open a business together or you do something stressful together over many, many years. Your quote dark side or your messy side or the side you've been, hiding is going to come out. And this is good news because we want to find out if people will love us. You want to find out if someone's going to like you, accept you, and still want to stay with you if you bring this kind of messy self out. Now, I've had experiences in my life where I finally brought the messiness and found out that some people can handle it and some people cannot. Right? For example, when I first started going to therapy, my old friends thought I was kind of crazy and like, what's your problem? And you're examining your life and you're looking at everything under a microscope and dude, come on, let's just have fun again. And I was like, no, that actually how you're talking to me right now doesn't work for me. And they were just like, God, what's gotten into you? You're crazy. So I got made wrong for me coming out and advocating for myself and being me. And I was emotional, I was sensitive, and I started owning that. And that had a lot of my friends go away. On the good side, though, I had made a lot of new friends who could handle me, who did want to know me and my vulnerability, who did want my tears, who did want my openness, my fears, my anger, my rage. And so I would be in therapeutic circles, punching pillows and screaming, fuck you, at the top of my lungs, and let's see if anyone still likes me after this. And sure enough, people did. And then I got married, of course, and my wife has seen a lot of ugly parts of me or parts of me that I judge or maybe don't love, etc. And she has continued to love me through it. And then vice versa, right? That's what a partnership is we get to slowly reveal ourselves to someone and see if they'll love us. And we can also see if we have the capacity to love someone else when they show us who they are, all right? So it's not only hey, I want to be seen and I want to get seen, I want to be known by you, partner or friend, but can you offer that, guys? Can you offer what you want to receive? All right. So that's kind of the short download on feeling seen. All right. Final point here is that a lot of us settle for feeling seen around our strategies. Like if you're a nice girl, you grew up being a nice girl and you turned into a woman who's always nice and polite, and you get a lot of validation for that. You're seen for your strategy, but you're actually not being seen for the part of you that's a mean bitch and that doesn't like people and that gets really judgy. You're not willing to feel seen there because you're not willing to share it. All right? So I want to encourage and challenge you, if that's you, listener, to get in a couple close relationships where you can let out the other part of you that you've been hiding from other people. And then some of us, it's like, oh, do you love me now? And we do it unconsciously. Do you love me now? Oh, I'm going to be a total asshole. Do you love me now? Try to do it consciously with choice is what I'm saying. Okay. Yeah. And then lastly is vulnerability here, guys, is the lubricant to feeling seen and to feeling connected. We're about to do our Accepted and Connected weekend here in Boulder, and it requires feeling seen. You cannot have a powerful and empowered relationship unless you allow these messy parts of yourself to be seen, because that's conflict. That's why I love conflict, is because it brings out these parts of us to be seen, to be loved, to be accepted, all right? So another way you can get at this is to start to embrace conflict and learn about it. And I think it's going to have you feeling a lot more seen in your life and probably better, all right? Because you can have lots of friends and feel seen on the surface by all of them, but still feel really alone and missed. And I don't want that for you. I want you to have deep, beautiful connections with at least a couple of people in your life, all right? Okay, and if you want further training, we teach you how to see and be seen here at the Relationship School. It's very intimate, it's very fun, it's very edgy. Come play with us. relationshipschool.com/DPIR to apply to our 9-month training. Okay, we're taking applications now. All right, folks, thanks again for subscribing and listening on your phone and sharing with a friend. And we'll talk soon. Hey, thanks so much for listening. Relationship School fans and Smart Couple listeners, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, all right? do us a favor, subscribe, share one of these videos with a friend, all right? We want to help the planet get their act together around relationships, and you are one of them, so thank you.